What's going on YouTube? Chris Ola is back with another video on the channel, and today we've got a match reaction. Arsenal versus Chelsea at home. The Premier League, that was game week 2 and we lost 2-0. You know, it was an expected result for those who have been following Arsenal. You know, it's a result it was a fixture we weren't looking forward to considering our transfer business. And you know what hurts, well, I'm not going to say what hurts, but what's most disappointing is that we had small periods of, I'm not going to say dominance, of promise, and our issues, our incompetencies in the market let us down again. We didn't have that final third decision maker, someone who was, someone who is elite in the final third, who can pick out that killer pass, show a better end product. We didn't have that. We were using young players, so no Aubameyang, no Lacazette, didn't help. No Martin Odegaard, didn't help because we were too sluggish in the market. And the system, defensively was very open. Lukaku was absolutely feasting off of Mari. That's not Mari's fault. It's not his fault that he's not good enough or he's not strong enough, fast enough to deal with Lukaku. Lukaku's going to bully 99% of defenders in this world, but you know, it's quite embarrassing to see it. It was quite painful to see. So let's just go through the game, how it started. First 10 15 minutes were Arsenal. First to every ball, were pinning them back. You know, they were dealing with the pressure. Not to say we were troubling them and they couldn't cope. They were coping well, but it looked a bit promising. We were starting well. We were creating chances. Not big chances, but we were still creating decent chances. A few corners here and there. I recall can't remember if it was before their goal, but there was a ball Lokonga played to Tierney. Tierney took a first time touch and volleyed it into the box, and unfortunately Nelly and Aubameyang gets ahead of the last man, but Nelly wasn't. I don't feel like he's ready to be playing centre forward yet, so Nelly wasn't there. But it is what it is. And then out of nowhere, they get a goal. Very nice passage of play from Chelsea. Our left hand side was a bit open, very open. I don't know why. Tierney almost got sucked in, but I can't pin it on one person. It was a very good goal on their side, but poor defending on ours. And then when was the second goal? Very quick after. Not very quick, but reasonably quick. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 2-0. Again, down our left hand side, Lukaku doing his thing. Occupying centre backs and creating space for the rest of the team. That's something Werner doesn't do. And Reece James, free in the box. The guy's got a very good ball striking technique, so he was never missing that. So yeah, after that, literally the game just fizzled out. Chelsea were 2-0 up. Their build up was very just competent. They didn't need to do too much. They were beating our non-existent press because we weren't pressing. I don't know if it's because we were tired or demoralised, but we weren't pressing. We weren't exerting much energy into pressing and trying to break down their build up or trying to close the ball down. We did have a few opportunities where we were 3-on-3, 2-on-3 maybe, or the numbers were even when we were countering, but poor decision making from Saka, from Pepe, from Nelly, and Emil Smith-Rowe was alright, to be fair. But yeah, the attack wasn't cohesive. There was not. It was a sorry sight, really. There was one run Emil Smith-Rowe did where he was just dribbling and got a shot off it. That was quite promising. It was nice. It's nice to see Emil Smith-Rowe doing it, but we were not creating freely against Chelsea. Partly because they're defensively sound, and partly because our forwards were not clicking together. Having Pepe and Nelly in the side is already diminishing our creativity. Saka isn't the best on the left, but he can be. I feel like his match fitness and match sharpness isn't there. And Will Smith-Rowe, you can't push the sole creative burden on him because he's not that sort of player. Midfield wise, Lokonga had a decent game. Xhaka, it was alright. Don't really recall too many mistakes, but I don't recall any, to be honest, because the game was so far away. But you know, I'm trying to think. I guess there were just no runners for him to be pinging long balls in, and um, Holding Murray. Holding didn't really have a terrible game. Like it was just average. You know, most of their attack came down our left hand side, their right hand side. So can't really, you know, Murray. I wouldn't even say he had a terrible game. Lukaku is just that good. He is literally that good. Like Murray, I don't recall him getting dribbled past. He was getting bullied by Lukaku, but that's, you can't say he had a terrible game because the best, most physical striker in the league was bullying him. Even though I feel like what he was trying to do to defend him was right. You can't give Lukaku a yard. You can't give him that space because when Lukaku's on top speed, he is like he's on top speed, and I'd say the best way to dispossess Lukaku is to force a bad touch or something like that because that's the best way. He's that good. So being touch tight to him to try and force a bad touch off him, touch tight where possible. Fair enough because Lukaku's not that agile striker who's gonna like have you in and spin you off. Like he's not that guy. I don't think so. So fair play to Murray. Tough task. I would have trusted Gabriel to do it. Before the game, I was never trusting Murray to do it, and it is what it is. Leno, not really saving. Maybe he's not really saving any of those goals. Tap in and very good finish. Tierney, not the greatest of games, just because the goals came down his side. Not solely his fault, but yeah, maybe like the way we were set up, the way we were building up to get encountered just didn't help. He was on the right hand side. Cedric just defensively wasn't really troubled like that, but offensively didn't offer a great deal. It's not just his fault. It's the whole team. The whole team wasn't really doing what we wanted it to do, but we were missing a lot of players. Missing White is massive because he helps with our build up and progression, etc. Missing Partey is massive. I'm not saying Lokonga had a bad game, I'm not saying Xhaka had a bad game, but Partey is our best central midfielder. Missing Odegaard is massive because he helps in build up. I feel like out of all of our forwards or attacking midfielders, he does make the best decisions with passes, and he is the best, passer in the final third. Our final third entries drastically increases when he plays. Just our build up increases when he plays. There's more space in the final third for us when he plays. He's becoming that important of a player already, and yeah, all in all, not a great performance. I'm not going to sit here and be angry because I know where we are at. I know our transfer market activity, we still need more. I'm not angry at the players, even though it was embarrassing to lose 2-0 at home to a rival, but it is what it is. And, hopefully, now that Odegaard's come in, players are going to come back into fitness. Like City, that's another write-off game. It shouldn't be. I don't want to sit here and say it's a write-off game. We should be trying to win it, but I'd be lying to myself if I said I expect 3 points. So it is what it is. And then after that, there's an international break. Players are going to be coming back fit. Hopefully, they'll be working on something in the training ground. From what I'm seeing, from games and whatnot, the players seem still committed. Like they still seem to trust him, regardless of whether fans trust Arteta. Because I know I've got my reservations about him. A lot of people do. A lot of people would love to see a better manager in, myself included. But it is what it is. We've got to deal with what we're doing. But if the players are trusting him 100%, if the board are trusting him 100%, even though the board's actions are not speaking louder than their words, then you can't be too disheartened about that. If none of the players are down tools, if he's still got the dressing room, then fair play. Like show us that you deserve to be in the job, please. But yeah, that is it from me. I'm gonna go and record the Arsenal versus West Brom match reaction after this, and hopefully from now I'll be able to what am I thinking? Be more consistent with my uploads because my uploading schedule is an absolute mess. But that's it from me. I'll see you guys in a bit.